Day 97, and I just finished meditating. I'm not sure exactly what's going to come out of me, so I'll just bear witness to it. I came into my meditation this morning with this thing about leaving Sunday instead of tomorrow for Alaska. I was aware of the typical angst that comes from my mind presenting this to me as, what should I do, and I don't know what to do. So, very, very important to notice how the questions create the emotion. It has nothing to do with, I don't know what to do. And it has nothing to do with, what should I do? It simply has to do with, what does my heart need? I said in February that I wanted to live from my heart all the time. And what I've learned in these 97 days is many things, but certainly to live from the heart, I had to deconstruct my mind and understand how my mind works. And I have been learning that, and it's been extremely helpful and valuable. Because for the most part, I have been living from my mind, with many moments of living from my heart. However, now, seeing how the mind works and seeing how my mind's filters work and seeing what my mind can only do based on its filters and its agenda, I much prefer to honor that and bear witness to it, but not be it and not follow it all the time when my heart is not in alignment with what the mind is saying. Back behind my mind is the mind, and most times the heart and that mind are in alignment. So I came into this meditation with an awareness that I simply wanted to be in the silence and be available for what my heart was needing. And to go towards what felt light. Knowing that it was going to cost money and all of that, that never is not part of the equation. And my relationship to that money so far, at least seemingly in the world of effects, has not changed either. So to make that be the deciding factor is not what this is about either. So I went into the meditation asking my heart to reveal to me what it needed. And it's really interesting because, and I'm just going to use the words feminine and masculine, not male and female. This is not about genders and people. This is about an archetype, masculine and feminine. And so my experience is that when my needs are feminine needs, they're dismissed. When my needs are masculine needs, they tend to drive the decision. So the masculine needs are, you got to do it, you already paid for the ticket, it's going to cost more money, just get it together, all that kind of stuff, which totally comes from my mind. The feminine needs are coming from my heart. The feminine needs are, I need a little bit more time. The feminine needs are, I need more time. The feminine needs are, I want to feel differently than how I feel right now. The masculine needs is, you can feel however the way you need to feel, you can do it right now. And that could very well be true. But my point is that I'm here not to dismiss my needs. I know what I need. I know what I feel inside. I know how I feel. And too often we dismiss what we need because we're measuring it to something else that's telling us what our needs really should be. Well, I'm not here to do that anymore. And I am just so grateful this morning that when I came out of that meditation, I decided I was going to change my ticket. And the relief and the lightness that I felt as a result of that was powerful. It's not because I'm trying to delay leaving my mom. It really doesn't have anything to do with my mom. It simply has to do with, what do I need? And being willing to give myself that. The other thing is thinking about going to Alaska and looking through the ego mind, which has been working hard to tell me, wow, you should be nervous because nothing is happening. A place to land is not happening with seeming ease. Now, granted, behind the scenes, I'm sure things are happening right now. However, the ego mind is pointing out to me, wow, what's going on here? You say all your needs are being met, but where are you staying? How is that happening? What about a car? So I'm also looking at going back to Alaska with just an awareness of how different I feel, how I've changed, and feeling like I'm going back in a new way, having a new relationship with all that I've been there. Going back with this renewed awareness, this new awareness of, okay, let's go feel into who I've been and what I've been doing and see how it feels, and to go towards what excites me. Not to feel like I have to go towards what I've already known myself to do, because I know now that that's what the mind's agenda is. My mind wants to know. And the only way it can know is from what it already knows. And what it already knows is from the past. The mind does not like how the heart is. It doesn't like being in the moment and being available to infinite possibilities and trusting that everything is working out for my highest good, and just be available for what is. I'm not dismissing the needs for goals and all of that. Let's not take it to the extreme. I'm simply pointing out that my mind is freaking out because I have not allowed it to put me into things that it already knows from last year, simply because that would fill the space of me having something to do. So it's a pretty large walk of faith and trust, and maybe I feel my mind just say stupidity. So it's okay. It can judge it as stupidity. That's okay. I love it in spite of its judgment of that. But I'm all I have. And so I just have to go with whatever is unfolding right now. It was really wonderful to see the tribe yesterday, to be with 3 of the 4 people that I went to that flow group with, and to be with Kyle. And to be able to share with him what's been going on for these last 97 days, and to have him remind me, you're doing the work. Not everybody does the work. Most people don't do it. They say they are, but they don't. And, I said to him, I gave you my word, and I gave myself my word, and I'm 97 days into this thing with 3 more to go. And as he said, and I've known this, that this meditation is now a part of my morning. It's a part of my life. Though believe me, the ego mind is already like, okay, well, yeah, time's up. 100 days. We don't need to do this anymore. It's like, okay, that makes sense that it would say that. Talk to him a little bit about going back and having an event, a speaking night, to share some of this, wanting to begin to offer up a form around which it can coagulate itself these 100 days, begin to offer myself to it and simply talk about what's been going on. And as I said last night, then he talked about this event that he said he would do. And now that he's seen that I've done the work, he feels more comfortable with the offer that he gave to come to Alaska. And what happened in the midst of that moment was truly powerful, because Kyle said, so I had lunch with someone that's a dear friend of mine. Now, so he says, I had somebody who's lunch with a dear friend of mine. His name is Matt Kahn. And I just, went ballistic, because the people who have been influencing me right now, helping me, are Esther Hicks, Kyle, Michael Beckwith, and Matt Kahn. And so back in February, when I was doing the dance between Michael Beckwith and Kyle, not knowing that the 2 of them were already dancing, and then getting the hit to invite Michael to Alaska after Kyle had already said he'd come to Alaska, and then thinking about doing the 2 of them together. And then yesterday, Kyle going, yeah, I had lunch with Matt Kahn, and, here's an idea. Like, here's what I want you to do. Pick a date in 2018, and we'll all come up. And I'll just help make that happen. I'll just call Matt, and I'll call Michael, and we'll just come up. And in that moment, I swear, it was not Kyle, but it was the thing itself. God, Goddess, love, the universe, whatever you want to call it. It was the thing itself looking right at me as Kyle and saying, you see what I'm saying? Do you see what we're talking about, Camille? Do you see how big we can play? Do you see what it is that you can really trust? This is what's coming out of nothing. This is what's coming out of what has not yet been. This is what you asked for. And it was so intense. And it's so intense now sharing it with you. So, Today is day 97, and I'm looking forward to putting the oxygen mask on myself first today, to significantly reducing the stimuli that has been active in my life, and to be quiet, and to be still, and to be active, and to gather up what I need to gather up, to come back to the center of who I am, so that I can prepare myself for the journey that's ahead of me, and to honor who I am and what I need, no matter what it looks like, and no matter what my mind has to say about it, no matter what anybody else has to say about it. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. What matters is what I need. Because if I don't bring those needs to myself, who's going to? Yes, of course the Spirit is, because all of my needs are met by it. But you know what I'm saying. This is not about being in a partnership with somebody else and having them fulfill my needs. This is about me understanding and learning what are my needs, what are those real needs, and bringing them to myself. This is day 97.